lang di kakayanin. Ang isang pamilya pag nagsama-sama mas bigatin. Yeah, families are forever. Yeah, let's go!
Ang aming tahanan, isang piraso ng langit. Kahit nasa gito'y di ko ipapalit. Walang saysayang tagumpay kung malungkot ang tahanan. Pamilyang masaya, langit lamang ang kapantay. Dalangin ko sa may kapal, pamilya'y makapiling tibay ng tiwala, respeto ang haligi ng aming amang tapat. Ang aming tahanan, isang piraso ng langit. Kahit nasa gito'y di ko ipapalit. Walang saysayang tagumpay kung malungkot ang tahanan. Pamilyang masaya,
Good morning, brothers and sisters, and welcome to our kickoff event for the 2023 National Family Week celebration.
Happiness in families is most likely to be achieved when founded upon the teachings of the Lord Jesus Christ. This is the reason why we are celebrating the National Family Week.
There is love and joy at home because of Christ, and we want it to be that way forever.
We should learn together as a family.
Study the scriptures together and pray together.
How blessed we all are as families for the chance we all have to be together forever because of our Savior Jesus Christ.
He's not saying that life will be easy, but he said as we make and keep covenants, life will become easier because of the strengthening power of the Savior Jesus Christ.
The holy habits and the covenant path. I think that's the key. If we are reading the scriptures every day, or as often as we can, especially following now the Can Follow Me, we will know what to do.
There are many imperfect things that bothers you. But when you look up, you already look up Heavenly Father. And as long as you have some good connection with Him, you will be all right.
So whenever I want to go astray, this strong, good Carabao keeps inviting me so that I can stay in the right path.
As we feel a portion of God's love for you, especially in this joyful moment as we begin the Forever Families Week here in the Philippines, it is all about building our families to be forever.
Nung take home namin yung mga council ng mga area presidency, tagos talaga sa puso yung sinasabi nila.
It's not too late kung wala pa tayong culture, tradition na sinaset sa families. It's not yet too late to make some adjustments para mas maging better yung relationships. And nagkaroon ako ng inspiration kanina to propose sa parents ko na we would have a honest evaluation sa family so that we could establish and stronger yung relationship namin sa family.
All families are subject to trials. If you stay in the covenant path, in the end, magiging mas okay din ang lahat.
Alam ko, si Jesus Christ, He really loves all families. Whatever our culture, our religion, or our background, families are really important to Him.
Everyone is now excited to celebrate National Family Week, not just at the end of September, but for the whole month.
Let's rebuild and re-strengthen our family as we re-energize our determination to draw together as one to Jesus Christ.
Kakayanin ang isang pamilya pag nagsama-sama mas bigatin. Yeah, families are forever. Yeah, let's go!
Ang aming tahanan, isang piraso ng langit, kahit nasa ipapaligid.
Mga ka-BFF! We're back! This is Daday, your host, together with Kuya Caleb and Sia.
Yes, and it's good to see you again, Sia, Daday.
It's good to see you
And of
again,
course,
brother.
all our mga ka-BFF natin dyan online na nanonood kasama natin ngayon. Because we are now on the 6th day of our National Family Week celebration with the theme
Building Forever Families! It's finally Friday. Akalain nyo yun, sobrang bilis ng panahon.
That's
Oo
true,
nga.
Sia. Time flies so fast, lalo na kapag nag-e-enjoy tayo sa moment. Tulad ngayon, di ba?
Yes. And if you remember, if everyone remembers, we started the week with an area presidency message last Sunday. And then we discussed family fun activities nung Monday.
Yes, we also learned about entrepreneurship during our Tuesday episode, followed by our discussion on how to help our friends and family who might be struggling mentally last Sunday. And kahapon...
Tagate, Daday.
Wait lang, nagulat naman ako sa Sia.
Nakakagulat ba yan? Bago tayo magbigay ng comment sa episode kahapon, mag-quick recap muna tayo.
Ay, oo nga, no? Pasensya. Sobrang hype kasi ako na mag-episode na, sa episode natin ngayon.
Okay lang yan, Ate Day. Ako din eh. Mga ka-BFF, let's remember what we learned from yesterday's episode. Here we go! Hello, mga ka-BFF!
Because we are now on the 5th day of our National Family Week celebration with the theme,
Building Forever Family!
Lumaki ako sa simbahan, learning about forgiveness, and pero pag nandun ka na pala sa sitwasyon, parang how can you forgive someone na have caused you so much pain? But again, I think nakatulong sa akin nun is yung mga gospel principles and through the atonement of Jesus Christ, His tender mercies.
Aminin ko sa inyo talagang I was really tried and tested, and the entire family was tried and tested. We also learned that life is a test. Whether we are rich or poor, there is always an amount of difficulties that's something that we have to go.
Nafe-feel ko na hindi ako alone sa journey na to. Lahat din kami actually nahihirapan, pero tulungan lang talaga.
Wow, ang ganda.
Yes.
Inunahan na kita.
Oo, so wow. Hindi ko na pwede sabihin yung wow. Kailangan ko na maghanap ng mga bagong words.
Diba?
Well, it was very, very, very memorable. Yung pinag-usapan natin yesterday.
Yes. Grabe, ang dami nating natutunan talaga.
Yeah.
It was a challenging topic to talk about.
Totoo.
But we all know that we have to go through it at certain point in our lives.
Of course, diba?
Grieving the loss of a loved one.
Yes.
And, very, ang ganda ng mga napag-usapan natin, especially with our guest. And I think we can learn a thing or two or more once we pass through that phase in our lives.
Yes.
Although this topic might feel heavy, the Lord will help us. It is actually part of our covenant or promise when we were baptized, that we will mourn with those that mourn and comfort those that stand in need of comfort.
Kaya naman, mga ka-BFF, huwag tayong matatakot mag-comfort sa iba who are dealing with challenges in their lives. When we keep our promises with God, He will keep His promise to us that we will always have His Spirit to be with us. At tutulungan tayo ng Holy Ghost na makapag-minister in our best way, mapa-adult or youth man yan.
I totally agree with you, Ate Daday and Kuya Caleb. And speaking of youth, I am personally excited for tonight's episode dahil ang ating topic ay tungkol sa family-friendly online activities.
Wow,
Ang
bagay na
ganda.
bagay talaga, no? Sa time natin ngayon. And of course, bagay na bagay kay Sia, no? Malakas kasi yung online presence mo.
Totoo,
And,
grabe yan.
yes, and napakalaking bahagi kasi ng buhay na natin ng internet. It is something that has become part of our lives for many years now. Kaya importanteng pag-usapan din natin kung paano tayong mananatiling righteous example sa social media.
Yes, tama. So, what are we waiting for? Excited na ako. Let's start the 5th episode of Hashtag BFF Building Forever Families.
Before we proceed with our discussion and introduce our guest, kilalanin muna natin kung sino-sino nga ba ang mga nanalo sa Selfie Challenge kahapon.
Yes!
Here they are.
Okay.
Yun.
Let's see our winners. Wow. Ang galing. And still, the people online are still participating, and thank you for sending these photos.
Yes.
Natutuwa kami.
Nakakatuwa talaga.
We see everything that you send. Hindi lang yung mga nananalo. Pati yung mga hindi nakakakuha, hindi nakakachamba dun sa mga numbers na sinasabi natin every day. We see your pictures, and it's so good to see that many people are participating with their family.
So, parang naging family bonding na siya.
Oo,
na manood.
tama ka dyan, Sia. At saka na-appreciate natin yung effort nila talaga.
Oo. Feeling ko nga ang nangyayari doon, parang nagiging game siya.
Oo nga po eh.
Ako if I were with my family watching Hashtag BFF, mag-a-assign ako, ikaw yung taga-spot ng logo.
BFF logo.
Ikaw yung taga-sabi na mag-selfie na tayo at ikaw ang taga-selfie. Di ba? Yung parang it becomes a fun game.
Teamwork.
Tapos pag nag-pop up na, yan na. Picture. So, we can just imagine, you send us pictures, but I know there are stories behind those photos that you send.
Tama.
Stories na masaya, mga ganun na ganaps natin.
Ang fun na. Talagang abangan nila yung logo.
Yes, oo. Feeling ko pag ako yan, hindi ko maabangan yan. So sa mga winners natin, please don't forget to message the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Philippines page para malaman ninyo para maklaim ang hashtag BFF merchandise. And we are excited to have another set of winners tonight. Lalabas ulit ang BFF logo sa screen for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Okay, same instructions. It is during the show. So stay tuned and don't forget to take a selfie with your family. This time, the 3rd, 6th, and 9th senders will win tonight's selfie challenge. Yeah.
Galingan nyo Tapos after sending it to us, post nyo na rin ang photos nyo online para dumami ang positive things sa internet. And speaking of the internet, tonight we will have 2 guests who will help us to stay safe as we explore the online world. Kilalanin po natin sila.
Our first guest is a self-employed mother of 2 boys. She is from Quezon City, and I'm excited to hear about the rules they have in their family about the use of technology. Please welcome Sister Susie Villegas Nepomuceno.
Welcome po.
Good evening.
Yan. Thank you so much, Sister Susie. Heto naman si Brother Jet Belen. Kuya Jet is the new resident social media guy of the Philippines area office. He is married to Ate Sheena and is father to 13-year-old Hazel, who are both amazing and beautiful women. Naknang!
Well, thank you for having me. Nice meeting you guys. And
Nice meeting you,
it's nice
Kuya
to
Jet.
finally experience the side of the room. The past couple of days, andun ako sa likod, the past couple of episodes. So, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here po, Sister Susie and Brother Jet. Although hindi natin sila kasama dito sa set, gusto rin naming ipakilala ang mother and daughter tandem of Zoe and Gretchen Gabriel from Singapore. Zoe Alea Gabriel is a Singapore-based Filipino content creator most active on TikTok and Instagram. She was named an ambassador for Charles and Kate's International Women's Day campaign and has worked with a lot of other top brands such as AirAsia and Google, to name a few.
Her mom, Gretchen, is a full-time homemaker. Prior to staying home full-time, she was a supervisor for quality assurance and training and development. She has 4 children and Zoe is the eldest. She loves art, books, and creative writing.
In case hindi nyo po naaalala, naging viral po last January si Zoe dahil sa isang video niya sa TikTok. Here's a video that summarizes her story. Ating mga ka-BFF kung saan nila nakita si Zoe
Yes.
before.
Yes.
And I think many people are familiar with her
Yes.
story. It's very inspiring as well.
Yes. And tinanong namin si Zoe how the experience changed her, and ito po yung sagot niya.
I think my life changed in a lot of ways. I think I'm definitely busier. I have a lot more things to juggle, but I think also in a lot of ways I'm still the same. I still have a lot of home responsibilities. I do my chores, I go to school, I take care of my siblings on top of all the social media stuff. So I think I'd like to say that I'm still the same person, just with a busier schedule.
Wow.
Mas naging busy siya.
Yes.
Parang ikaw, siya, no?
And I think, you know, it's good to see that even though na may ganun na karanasan na nangyari sa kanya that was quite negative, no? Kasi
Mhm.
she received a lot of, you know, bashing online and she had to endure all of those things. She used it positively
Yes.
to build herself up and take advantage of the situation. And now she's busy and she's being blessed, di ba? So,
Yes.
ang ganda. But ang gusto ko yung sinabi niya rin doon, it's still the same me.
Mhm.
It's still
Just
me.
busier.
Just busier.
Busier.
Okay. And from being a happy-go-lucky content creator, Zoe is now a full-fledged social media influencer. Tingnan mo naman, no? What lessons has she learned in her journey and what advice does she have for those na gustong makasunod sa footsteps ni Sister Zoe?
I learned quite a lot of lessons from my experience. I think one is to know who you are and know what your values are and stand firm in them and not be afraid of standing up for what you believe in. But I also think that, especially at church, I learned that God knows me personally, that He knows what I'm going through, and that He's been my constant. He's been my constant. He's been my source of comfort throughout all of it. And I think it's really increased my testimony of the church as well. I've also learned to stay grounded in the people who know me for who I am and who know me personally. So my family, my friends. Yeah. This is going to sound really cheesy, but just be yourself. I think it's really scary to be yourself in a space where there are so many, it's hard to be genuine on social media, I feel like. And because of that, I think it's just really scary to put yourself out there. But I think if you stay true to who you are, it'll bring you places. And I can testify to that.
And I just want to add on to that one. She would always tell me that I want to put up a content that is genuine. It's real. It's me. That's what I want to put out.
And I also think that if you want to venture into social media as a young person, as a teenager like me, I think it's also important to know your limits and to stick to those limits because very, very personally, I get tired a lot. I get tired really easily having to juggle home and relationships and work and all of that on top of social media. I think it's important to take care of yourself as well.
Ayun, ang ganda ng mga sinabi ni Sister, no? And I think, nakaka-relate ka ba doon? Nakaka-relate si Sia, no?
Si Sia.
You know,
hindi ko
it's hard,
talaga.
sabi niya, it's hard to be genuine online, to show your true self, your true character. What more for those Latter-day Saints who are influencers? I know a few Latter-day Saints who are influencers on the social media, and I bet it's not easy for them because you know the online space is not at all that friendly. No, you're constantly seen viewers or who are non-members or members alike, and you always have this fear of being judged and being questioned by
Kasi marami din talagang mga toxic sa online na
Ayun,
parang kahit they don't know you personally, parang ibabash ka nila, ganun. So sana mas mabawasan yung mga ganun sa internet at maging safe place siya sa ating lahat.
Yes. Well, we can ask some reactions from our panelists. No? What can you say? Have you heard about the story of Sister? And what can you say about the things that she has mentioned?
Yeah, I did. I did hear about that story, and ang naisip ko kaagad is how very nice of Zoe to not react to the toxicity, no, to the bashers na natanggap niya. Instead, na tulad ng sinabi ni Caleb kanina, she turned it to something positive. Na pinakita niya kung ano yung real character niya instead of, fighting fire with fire. And I think that's a good thing to emulate for all of the youth, all of the YSA, so actually all Filipinos.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. Napakaganda nun.
Ang ganda. Wag mong kalabanin ng apoy, no?
Yes.
Because as members of the church, we were always taught, to be kind.
Yes,
To show kindness and be compassionate and to be patient and to be long-suffering, di ba?
Totoo. Yes. Naalala ko lang siguro sa mission, natutunan ko na yung mga tao, you can't change them. Pero you can control yourself how you react sa mga bagay-bagay kapag may na-face ka ng mga ganun. Halimbawa, katulad ni Sia na talagang active sa TikTok, sa Instagram, sa social media, kapag may nag-comment doon, she can choose how she will react sa mga i-comment sa kanya if may mga bashers or negative comments. Nasa sayo yun talaga. You can control the people. Lalo na online, lahat yan, yung reach mo nasa iba't ibang parte ng ng globo, ng world. 'Di ba?
Sister, do you have any comments regarding this?
Napakaganda nitong topic na to, no? And nung nakita ko nga yung mommy ni Zoe, parang pwede ko siya maging best friend, no? Kasi parang hindi, ibig sabihin parang pareho, no? Nakikita ko yung sarili ko sa kanya, and I don't think na madali, no, na maging parent sa panahon ngayon. Pero yun nga, ngayon talagang yung word na aesthetic, no? I'm sure lahat yan tayo nakaka-relate, lalo na sa mga kabataan. Pero para sa akin, bukod sa pagiging aesthetic mo, no, or maganda yung panlabas, mahalaga yung pagiging authentic.
Wow.
Okay. So, yun.
Yes. Gusto ko yung sinabi doon ni Sister, no, being authentic. And I think that comes across true with many influencers nowadays. Those who actually do well on their social media and influencing show their authentic self.
Yes.
And it's also a teaching in the church to not do not be afraid to let our light shine, especially with the things that we believe in, with our beliefs, the things that we know true for ourselves. Not be afraid to show that, even on social media, di ba?
Yes. Authenticity versus aesthetic. Ayan. So, nagbalik tanaw kami kung paano nga ba nagsimula si Zoe at kung paano siya sinuportahan ng kanyang mga magulang.
Oh, they started very young because I think when they got their own devices when they were younger, we encouraged them to use it properly just within the family. Because how old were you?
I think I was about 9 when I got my first phone.
Yes, about
and
9
I
years old.
was on the early stages of Musical.ly. But I
Yes.
think on that front, we were supporting more on creativity and expression rather than going viral.
So we encourage them to use it properly. And we also made sure that the things that they put in their phones are age appropriate and that they follow the standards. It's hard to instill in children as young as, let's say, 8 years old or 9 years old, because for me, I think it's a very big responsibility entrusting them with such technology. And at that time, there were a few children who have one, and of course we want them to experience it as well. But just like what she said, they have to know their limits.
Ayun, ang ganda ng sinabi sa dulo ni Sister, no? They have to know their limits. Pero at the same time, sinabi niya rin na as parents, responsible ka nung nagbigay ka ng phone sa anak mo. So, nakakatuwa kasi sabi niya, minake sure nila as parents na age appropriate yung mga nandoon naka-install sa phone ng mga anak niya. So, maganda po yun. Ano po yung masasabi niyo bilang mga parents po?
Well, I only have one kid, my daughter, whom I love very much, and I think I can speak with new parents, no, na for new parents that are struggling kung paano nila i-guide yung mga children nila, especially at this time where needed talaga ang technology. At this time, hindi na optional yung pag-use ng technology, and I want the parents to know na there's no right and wrong option or lesson for them to teach their children, no? Basta tuturuan nila yung mga anak natin, no, to be wise and be able to set responsibilities. And I think isa sa mga na-feel ko sa video natin earlier with Zoe and her mom, which nagulat nga ako na mom pala yun para silang magkapatid. Mag-ate. But I think na as parents, it's a big step to put your trust also, to give your trust also to your child, knowing that you did your best in teaching him or her or your children, and making sure na na-earn nila yung trust. No? Kasi mahirap yung nagturo ka na and then you constantly look over their shoulder at mapapressure sila to just follow you because you're looking directly at them all the time.
Gusto ko po yung sinabi niyo na yung mga parents natin, pag binigyan tayo ng phone, parang binigay nila yung trust nila sa atin. So, importante sa atin sa generation na to na maging wise tayo, use the internet wisely, and i-discipline din natin yung sarili natin na kung meron tayong makitang mga hindi age-appropriate or parang mga bagay na hindi dapat natin pinapanood, iwasan na natin kasi mapupollute lang yung mind natin doon and makakasira lang din yun sa atin dahil parang dapat i-maintain natin na righteous tayo and parang clean tayo lagi and kasi our body is a temple. So, importanteng pinipili natin yung mga pinapanood natin ng maayos.
Yes. Wow. Ang ganda, grabe. Ang galing ni Sia. And you know, gustong-gusto ko yung sinabi nila ngayon, no, na, and also yung mother ni Zoe na when we give this to our kids, it's a sign of trust. Yes. And gusto ko yung sinabi ninyo, Brother Jet, na this is a disclaimer, no, for our episode today. There's no right or wrong ways of doing things. These are all just suggestions that we hope could help everyone, all families out there, no? Kasi may iba-iba tayong atake when it comes to technology. But we all know that technology is a gift from God and it is a blessing that we can use for good. But there is another side of it which we should always be aware of, di ba? Tama naman.
Gaano kaya kahigpit binabantayan ng nanay niya ang mga social media posts ni Zoe? Alamin natin.
They're aware a lot of times. They're
I
aware.
still even now.
Right. Yeah. We monitor, well, just like what you mentioned earlier, like policing them.
Since policing,
I think monitoring would be better.
monitoring, I feel like there's a certain level of trust involved. I think it's more of an advisory than a monitor because I feel like I was very lucky to have parents who gave me the privilege of having a space online to express myself. And that's something that I'm very, very grateful for. But I also do understand her need and want as a parent to keep me safe. So I think she did her best by simply advising what to do and not do and putting her trust in me to do what I know I should be doing, to do the right thing.
I think that is coming from her now because of her experience. But before, of course, they don't realize that.
I think I didn't understand it
Right.
either at my
Before.
age.
Ayun,
Ayun, I
napakaganda
like
rin
that.
ang sinabi nila.
So kayo po, Sister Susie, paano nga ba ang pagbabantay na ginagawa ninyo sa mga anak ninyo when it comes to social media and the use of technology, no?
Okay. So, para lang po sa kaalaman ng lahat, no? Although, feeling ko baka mabash po ako, no? Inisip ko nga, tama ba ako para sa interview na to? Sabi ko kay Brother Deo, no? Pero po, ang mga anak po namin ay wala po silang sarili nilang mga gadget. Ang anak po namin ay 17 at 11, pareho pong lalaki. Wala po silang sarili nilang gadget pero pinapahiram po namin sila. Ang challenge po kasi ngayon ay since nag-pandemic, no, ay kailangan na maging nag-online ang mga bata and kahit na kung ayaw namin silang ma-expose masyado sa computer pero dahil nga online, no, dahil hindi nga safe na papasok sa school, so kinailangan na matuto sila sa computer, which is maganda rin naman. Kasi lahat naman talaga tayo kailangan yun. Pero ang nangyari nga lang po, syempre, na-expose din sila, no, sa, Facebook and Instagram. Honestly po, hindi ko isa-isa na namomonitor, no, yung pinupost ng aking anak, no, na 17-year-old. Pero para dun sa 11, meron siyang Facebook account pero hindi active. Kasi parang I feel na sobrang parang bata pa siya para mag-Facebook, no. Pero pag nandiyan naman kami, nakakatingin naman siya sa amin po, ang challenge po sa amin because meron po kaming business and sometimes we travel. Pero we make sure po na there is a responsible adult na kasama ng anak namin. Hindi po kagaya ng nanay ni, talaga magiging BFF ko siya eh. Kagaya ng nanay ni Zoe, kami po ay yung paggamit po, hindi yung habang natutulog ka ay nakandyan ng cellphone mo. Hindi. Pag matutulog na ay matutulog na, no? Nandun ang mga gadget namin ay nakatabi na po. And may limit lang. Like for example, ang anak namin gusto niyang gumamit ng phone. Okay, 15 minutes. Okay, and then practice ka naman ng music. Or basa ka naman ng libro.
Balanced po.
Yes. Para din napoprotektahan din yung mga mata ng mga bata na ngayon yun din ang nagiging challenge.
Opo. Ano po palang name ng mga anak niyo po, Sister Susie?
Ang eldest namin, ang pangalan niya ay si Josh, and yung youngest namin ay si Lyle.
Shoutout sa inyo, Josh and Lyle. Okay,
Hi,
for sure.
Josh!
Hello, baka
kikiligin
nanonood
yung mga
sila.
anak ko.
Nakakabilib po yung disiplina nyo. Swerte tayo kasi our mothers love us enough to guide and protect us. Yung mommy ko kasi, pag nagpo-post din ako sa mga social media accounts ko, talagang guided niya ako sa mga pinopost ko. Talagang pinapaalam ko muna sa kanya kung okay bang i-post yun. Narinig mo naman, pati
naalala ko.
captions.
Pati caption, yung mom po ni Sia ang nag-iisip or like tinatanong niya, okay po ba to? Or ano kaya ma'am yung ang ika-caption ko dito sa post ko?
Kung
So,
meron
sobrang
akong
natuwa
idea
ako
ng mga caption ko, mga ganun, pinapaalam ko kay mommy kung approve ba sa kanya, ganun. And sobrang nakakatuwa po dahil yung mga nanay natin talagang nandyan lang sila to guide us always. So, ayun po. Thank you, Sister Susie, for your answer.
Pero galing naman. Naalala ko lang din talaga yan si Sia. So, parang nakakatuwang isipin na yung mom ni Sia, hindi siya kailangan bantayan. Si Sia mismo yung lumalapit kapag may gagawin siya sa technology, sa phone niya, sa social media niya. And I hope ganito din yung ibang youth, no? Though hindi to madaling gawin kasi we have different relationship with parents or kung
Yes,
sino may
oo.
diba, adult present, ganyan. Pero we can pray for this, no? If naiilang tayo gawin to, we can pray for this na magkaroon tayo ng courage to have our parents or guardians to guide us when using our technology. Ayan.
And also, it goes the other way. Also trusting our parents that they know
Yes.
what is best for us. Kasi at the end of the day, moms and dads know best for their kids.
Yes,
And
totoo.
for sister, it could be that is the best way for you and your kids. And that's one of the best approach. So I applaud you for that, no? Wag po kayong mahiya, hindi tayo mababashan. Kasi all parents
totoo.
have their own ways of doing things and
Yes.
might be effective for you. It might be effective for some of the viewers out there.
Totoo. Tama, Kuya Caleb. At natutuwa lang din ako kasi nakakatuwa si Zoe, no? Bilang isang teenager ngayon. Sinabi niya na ngayon, na-realize niya na kaya lang din strict yung mom niya with her using technology kasi alam niya yung need and want ng mom niya to protect her. Siguro po, ganun din yung nararamdaman niyo ngayon para sa mga anak niyo na gusto niyo silang protektahan. But at the same time, you also want them to learn how to treasure yung trust na binigay niyo sa kanila and use their agency righteously. Grabe. Marami na talaga ako napupulot na tips na pwede kong gamitin balang araw kapag ako naman ang nagkaroon ng aking mga anak.
Wow.
Anyways, balikan po natin si Sister Gretchen Gabriel kasi humingi rin kami ng mga tips niya para sa mga magulang.
This is more on speaking on our experience. We all have different situations and experiences. But if there's something that works out for them, they're doing something that works out for them, that's good. I mean, please continue doing so. But for us, I came up with this. So this is a good use of technology to put your notes and retrieve when you need it. So I came up with an acronym RISE. I know it's a very controversial thing right now, but let's use it in a different context. So RICE, RISE. Okay. For R, I have 4 R's, which is to remind, rules and responsibility, I think should go together. And then respect. So that's remind, rules and responsibility, and then respect. Okay, so I always remind them when we give them anything, not just a device, not just the use of technology, that it's a blessing. When we give them something, it's a blessing. Use it well, treat it well. So that's the first thing. The second thing is rules and responsibility. We have so many rules when it comes to technology here at home. And I think that it is easier said than done.
Oh,
Right? Okay, so an example would be 1 hour of use of technology in a day during weekdays. On weekends, they can do
whatever.
2 hours, right? 2 hours. But that 1 hour includes their phone, their laptop, watching TV. That was when they were younger. Now that she's older, we understand she has to use it more often because of work, because of her deliverables. But we still encourage them to use it righteously and productively.
I think another thing that we encourage a lot here at home is downtime. We take downtime very, very seriously. I'm not allowed to have my phone in my bedroom. Before I go to sleep, I have to deposit it in my parents' bedroom to make sure that I get a good night's sleep. I think that definitely makes a difference.
So they
Putting
don't
emphasis
sleep
on
with
that.
their devices in their bedroom. So if they want to use their gadgets also, they have to go out of their bedroom. Or if they want to use it in their bedroom, the doors must be open. If they want to use their laptop, it should be somewhere where we can all see what they're doing. So things like that.
But I think as a teen, from my perspective, for a long time I thought of it as very restrictive because you think about it, right? You want to use your phone, laptop in a place where you're comfortable. You don't have to go outside where everyone can see. But I think that's the point, right? The point is so that everyone can see what you're doing. And I think that it's important to understand that it's coming from not a place of, oh, I want to stop you from using it. I think it's more of, I want you to use it safely in a space where everyone also can be safe.
Yeah. They also have to ask permission before downloading an app. And we make sure that it's appropriate for them, age appropriate. Yes. Their laptops also have security settings so that they're safe. I mean, it's out there. You can use it so that we keep our children safe. There are parental controls.
I don't think it's really that restrictive either. It's mostly just a time limit and certain websites.
Yes. And what else? Respect. I mentioned respect, right?
No phones on the table.
No.
It's a real thing, guys. It's a good thing. I think it's a good thing too because family's perspective, no phones on the table encourages actual discussion.
So we talk a lot.
Yeah.
And
I think it's more fun without it too.
And also, especially when they're talking to me, because I'm the one at home, I always inform them to make sure when you talk to me, you don't have earphones or you don't have your headphones. You have to take it out, then we can talk.
I think that's also just respect, like what you mentioned earlier. I think it's important I think technology is very integrated in our lives, but I think it's also important to remember that time without technology is also important.
And you're talking to a real person.
Yeah, you're a real person.
Oh, no, sorry about that. That's my husband calling me.
Hi, Dad.
Okay. So, yeah, I think those are some of it. Yeah.
I love that they have to deposit their phone bago matulog kasi masarap talaga tulog pagka kahit 30 minutes or an hour kang hindi nag-phone bago natulog. And yung no phones on the table kasi
ang galing nun.
Parang pag kumakain tayo, yun yung time na we can communicate with our family, parang magkwentuhan kasama nila. So parang bonding na rin yun sa araw mo na kasama mo yung family mo pag kumakain kayo.
Totoo yan. Ang ganda ng mga nasabi, no? Especially with the rules, na especially when they were younger daw, mas marami daw talaga silang rules. But di ba, who would know that eventually Zoe will become an influencer?
Totoo.
Now, she is more capable to handle, her phone by herself, di ba? Kasi doon yung work niya. Kasi na-train na siya. I remember that old proverb, di ba? Train up a child the way he or she should go, and when they are old, they would not depart from it. So that Sister Zoe was prepared well by her parents, no, not knowing that she would be a social influencer in the long run. So we have these rules, and sometimes kids or children, minsan nagko-complain tayo, naging bata rin ako dati na bakit ang higpit ganyan. But you know what? There are there are reasons. Parents have reasons for that, and most of those are something that they got from their prayers as well, from the Lord. Yeah.
Yes. To add on to that, no, it's obvious na Zoe's parents probably have talked for some time and planned on how they will encourage Zoe and her siblings to use technology. Halatang merong pag-uusap yung
Yes,
mag-asawa.
may pagpaplano talaga, di ba?
Pinagplanuhan. And it just shows na how they love their children, you know. And as parents, we try our best in many things, and most of the time it's hit and miss. No, pero if we try to prayerfully seek the Lord's help in asking for the Lord's advice on what we could counsel our children, I think He will hear us and He will answer us and give us the ideas on how we can protect our children from, you know, the dangers of technology also.
Wow, ang ganda na
Well
sinabi
said.
ni
Ang ganda, ha?
brother.
Well, R pa lang yung tips na sinabi ni Sister Gretchen na yun, ha? May mga kasunod pa daw kasi, di ba, R-I-C-E. So, ito yung rice na good, di ba? Hindi ko iiwasan to.
Let's go to the next one. Yeah, okay, sorry about that. The next is I. Okay, I for interest and involvement. So be interested in what your children are doing, be interested in them and not just what they're doing, and be involved. So I think that's very important. And which connects me to the next one, which is C, check, check, check. So you ask them, oh, what is that? What are you doing? So you ask questions or do a random check. Oh, may I see your phone? Usually, when they were younger,
When we were younger, it was a thing.
It
Because
was
I
a
understand
thing,
we are younger. We're very impressionable. So I get that it had to happen. But I also think it's important to remember that when you are doing these checks, if you want to do these checks, for me as a kid, I want to hear it in a way that's coming from, I care about you, not necessarily stop doing that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that reminds me that when you explain to them, you explain why.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
think
tell
that's
them why.
an important factor.
Not just a random check, or unless you've agreed that, okay, one of the rules is that we do a random check, things like that. At least set expectations.
I think that's where trust comes in again. I think on both sides.
Mhm. Do you have anything else to add to that? Okay, and then another C is consequence. You made rules, of course, there should be consequences, right? And we have to be firm when implementing these rules. These rules are there to keep us safe. That's what we always tell them and remind them. And that we don't bend the rules to justify or accommodate or make our lives easier.
Yeah. Are we still on C?
Yeah. Do you have
Okay,
anything to
because
add?
I think another important C would be to communicate. I think it's important to have a discussion with your children why these rules are in place,
Mhm.
like what you said, and to also know what they need, what support they need, to hear it coming from them, and not from just us. I think it's a very case to case basis, so it's important to hear what your specific child needs.
We have to make them understand as well why that consequence is applicable to them if they broke a rule. It's important that they understand. Otherwise, it's useless. They will just do it all over again. But the thing is, we warn them first. Even if there are rules, we always warn them. Oh, you exceeded your time limit for today. Then the next day, again, I noticed that you exceeded your time limit yesterday, and you did it again today. The next day, okay, so what are we gonna do now? So it makes them realize, because it's coming from them. Oh, maybe when we're talking to them, just telling them what they're doing, they don't realize it. But when we ask them, it makes them think.
I think chances are also chances is another important C word. But I think chances in the sense that I think I was very lucky that I was given a chance to realize what I am doing the chance to make mistakes and do better. I think that's important as well, and not just the first time you're already like punished, right?
Another thing I think for communicate is we also agree not just on the rules but on the consequences.
Yes, we talk about
talk
it
about
a
it.
lot.
Ayun, ang ganda ng mga sinabi nila. Nung binanggit yung pangalawang C, yung check, 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 naalala ko nung nasa mission ako kasi nung binigay sa amin yung
Yung phones.
smartphones, meron kaming tracker kasi pinag-install kami ng Facebook, ng yung Gospel Library, ganyan, yung mga apps na appropriate for missionaries. Yung Facebook kasi ginagamit namin to reach out,
Yeah.
lalo na pandemic, hindi makalabas. Our only way to communicate with people that we're gonna teach is through Facebook and
Facebook.
Messenger. So, we have this application sa phone na tinatrack kung ilang oras nagagamit yung phone sa mga applications na yon. So, kabahan ka na kapag andyan na yung STL mo or zone leader or district leader para i-check kung ilang oras yung nagastos mo sa Facebook, ganyan, or sa Messenger kasi baka mas matagal ka doon kaysa mas matagal ka sa area planner nyo or sa Gospel Library, ganun. So, I think kanina din na-mention nyo po yun na merong mga applications talaga na nakakapag-track ng mga ganyan at nasa-stop yung application kapag na-hit na nila yung time ng paggamit nun.
Actually, nalaman ko to sa sister ko. Yung kanyang sister-in-law, no, ay ginagamit ito sa dalawang daughter nila na tinext ko siya kanina and sabi niya, yung app na yun ay Family Link, no? So, magsa-stop na lang bigla, no, pag time na mag-stop, no? So, gusto ko lang mag-comment, if I may, no? Sa sinabi ng mom ni Sister Zoe, no? Para sa akin, it reminded me bakit may consequences, bakit may rules, no? Palagi namin isa na bagay na sinasabi namin sa mga anak namin, no? And I hope sana someday maaalala nila. If you don't want other people to discipline you, you have to learn to discipline yourself. Kung ayaw mo na yung community mag-discipline sa'yo, o ibang tao, or yung school mo, or principal mo, kailangan mag-uumpisa sa'yo na i-discipline mo yung sarili mo. So, para sa akin po, no, talagang ito ay isang malaking challenge sa lipunan natin ngayon, yung technology, lalo na sa mga kabataan. May nakausap ako isang nanay na yung anak niya, pag hindi niya pinahiram, ay magwawala, no? As in, iaanuhin yung cabinet nila kasi gustong kunin yung gadget, no? And thankfully sa amin hindi naman umabot na gano'n, no, sa anak namin kasi siguro hindi din sila makakaporma ng gano'n. So, sa amin siguro depende lang talaga. Kaya sabi ng kapatid ko, ate, binigay yang sa yung anak mo kasi ikaw yung kailangan niya, no? Kagaya sa lahat ng mga magulang na may mga anak din, no? So, para sa akin, mahalaga yung consequence. Sa amin, for example, sinabi namin sa anak namin, nagta-travel kami, Josh, wag ka magpo-post. No? Kasi minsan, ayaw mo din na, mag-post palagi. Nahuli namin, nag-post ka agad, hindi pa nga dapat mag-post. So, sabi namin, because brinake mo yan, hindi ka muna gagamit ng phone. Okay? Pwede ka lang mag-take ng pictures, no? Pero hindi ka pwede na mag-ano muna. Tingin ka na lang muna, nakasakay tayo sa train, tingin ka na lang muna sa paligid, no? Kasi yun naman ang reason ba't tayo nagta-travel, for you to appreciate kung ano yun nandito.
Wow.
For them to be present muna,
Present
diba?
in the moment.
Minsan parang, parang parang masama ka bang nanay kasi ganun, or masama bang parent. Pero I hope someday, ma-realize nila, no, na sana meron naman kaming naituro din kahit papano.
Ang ganda. Gusto ko yung shinare ni Sister Susie. Very similar sa sinabi ni Sister Gretchen as well, yung mom ni Zoe, no? Na when we set these rules, hindi lang yung basta tigil mo na o kukunin mo na, but you tell them why. You tell them the reason why. You tell them you want them to appreciate muna, be present muna. Kasi alam mo yun, pag nakafocus tayo masyado sa gadget or online ka agad, nakalimutan mo na kasama mo yung family mo, that 5 minutes that you have there would be significant time na to speak to each other and to appreciate the view kung saan man kayo pumunta rather than posting. So I understand that. And gusto ko yung sinabi ni Mommy Gretchen talaga. Tell them why so that they know yung reasons kung bakit, ano yung effect sa kanila, what are the consequences, di ba?
Yes. Nakakatuwa sina Zoe at yung mommy Gretchen niya. Halatang super close sila, the way they talk to each other, tapos yung mga rules nila. Ituloy na natin sa last letter ng advice nila.
Okay, E, I have 3 E's. Engage, encourage, and endure. Okay, so first is engage. Try to engage them in other activities other than using their devices. I encourage them to go out to the library, go out with your friends, exercise, do a lot of things, read, write, cook, bake, whatever, everything that they can do to take a break from their devices, or not to spend too much time
To look
on their devices, especially also when we're traveling. So most children would see that they have their own devices watching.
Which is not wrong.
It's not wrong, yes. And of course, we also understand that some parents may be struggling.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. It's really hard. And what we did was we always ask them to look out the window, observe, see what you can see there, tell me what you can see, things like that. And then we also engage into random topics. Just talk about anything under sun, whether the news, a friend that they saw on wherever. So we just engage. So I think that's one important thing.
Yeah, but I think also like I know with younger kids, because I'm the eldest of 4 children, so I know that dealing with younger kids especially is really hard. Like
No,
it's
it is.
not easy to keep your energy levels up. Like when you're on the train and look out the window. Sometimes I don't want to look out the window, guys, but but I think another important E is effort. Effort in building that bond with your family members. I think over time, as you continue to, you're still thinking about the window, aren't you? Sorry. Anyway, I think over time, as you continue to make the effort to connect with each other, it'll get easier. But that's just me speaking from my experience and what I've noticed with my siblings.
That's true. And I'm sure that you can find a lot of things that all of you as a family can be interested in.
I think
So,
for us,
for us,
I feel like we're very nerdy. So we like to discuss and debate on. My dad is an engineer, so he likes to discuss math and science questions. My mom is like the opposite. She's history, English, so we like to discuss and debate about topics like that. But it'd probably be different for your family. I think that's why it's important to communicate and to make the effort to strengthen your bond, to know what to talk about.
and explore. I think
Yeah.
don't be afraid to explore. I'm sure there are so many things out there that you can find, activities for your child or for the whole family. Because that's what we also do. We try to find activities that we can do together or as a date, right? So
What she means by date is we have mother daughter, daddy daughter dates, kind of. Yeah, one-on-one time.
I think. Okay, and then where was I?
Your
E,
still an E.
encourage. And then I said engage, encourage. Okay, encourage them to use it wisely, productively, and I said righteously and productively. I have mentioned righteously and productively, and that means it covers abiding by the rules, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and taking on the responsibility. And lastly is endure. And she said earlier it wasn't easy. And I mentioned also that it's easier said than done. But if we want good results, of course, we act on it. We put in the effort, right? We invest time and effort to make it happen. We want good results. So it would really entail a lot of trying times, a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. I think we've had a lot of very heated arguments about it, but I'm grateful still that those discussions happen.
Yan, ang ganda ng mga sinabi din nila
Yes.
ulit. Grabe. Gusto ko yung tatlong ina yon: encourage, engage, endure, 'di ba? And I think Brother Jet has something to say about this.
Yeah, yung naisip ko lang kanina during the video is, minsan parang natatakot kasi yung parents na sa bahay nila, nasa kanto lang yung anak nila, headphones on, eyes on the phone, no? And ang initial reaction ng parents minsan is magagalit sila. And I think it's better na i-engage ng mga parents yung sarili nila on the things that interest their kids, no? Because I know it's a struggle na magkaiba talaga yung interest niya. Syempre may age gap, no? And kung ano na yung mga gusto ng mga anak natin, minsan hindi na natin alam. Pero I think it's good for the parents to know then what makes their children happy, what makes their children watch social media or do the things that they do on social media. And we did that. We tried to do that with our daughter. Medyo Chito Miranda pa yung time ko, no? Yung mga music na,
Pero maganda yung
mga parang Edgar, yung mga ano ko. Pero
Yeah.
I try to listen to the music that my daughter likes to listen to.
Wow.
And we find out na pag you enjoy these kind of things, nararamdaman din ng anak natin. And slowly, they will share their music. You know, mawawala na yung palagi siyang nasa earphones, wala na yung nasa kanto lang siya because your child would know na na-enjoy rin ng parents na yung mga bagay na gusto nila. And I think you could guide them more. We could help them avoid the pitfalls then of technology if we're doing what interests our kids.
Wow, ang ganda po ng sinabi ninyo. Parang yung takeaway ko sa sinabi ninyo, find common ground. Like katulad siya, kasi yung anak, yung parang may anak ka na mahilig sa music, ikaw din nakikinig ka sa music, alamin mo kung ano yung pinapakinggan niya. Tapos later on, baka ikaw pwede mo rin i-share sa kanya na ito yung pinapakinggan ko. Tapos together at home, you can listen to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diba? As a family or mother-daughter, father-daughter relationship, yun.
Actually, nakaka-relate nga ako dun kasi
Yeah.
pag nakikinig ako ng mga music, dati gusto ko naka-headset lagi, pero si mommy kasi nagugustuhan din niya yung mga music taste ko. Kaya parang, while I get ready, ganun, parang sabay kaming nakikinig ng music, kaya masaya.
Yeah. And there you would find, I think the good thing is, makikita mo yung things that you like in common. Even for the kids, it is a wonderful feeling na, ay, gusto rin pala ni mama to.
Totoo.
Bakit? Ano ba yung gusto mong mga kanta dati pa? And then they will get to know each other in a personal level. And I think yan yung mga sinasabi kanina ni Zoe na don't be afraid to take each other on a date, to go out, ganyan. Kasi in a
Yes.
world that is so virtual, sometimes nawawala yung personal touch sa mga bagay. Like, some kids or adults, even adults naman, are very vocal socially, virtually, but when you see them personally, they're quite timid, ganyan. Kasi nawawala na yung mga personal touch natin. So,
Totoo.
engage with them. Like, what you do, like, listen to and then talk about it. Not just watch it, but you can talk about it. You can learn from each other. And you'll be surprised what your parent can teach you or what your children can also teach you. Di ba? Ganda.
Can I add something? Gusto ko lang po i-share sa inyo, no? Last summer, yung pinsan nila, binisita sila dito sa Manila, no? And nag-experiment kami ng kapatid ko, no? Napag-decide na namin, walang gadget. No, kasi kadalasan pag magkikita sila, magkikita nga pero maglalaro pa rin sa mga gadgets nila. I mean, so parang gusto namin yung magi-interact sila. So bumili kami ng board games, no, Monopoly, ganun din chess, no. And minsan kasi tayo po parang natatakot tayo kung naiinip na yung anak natin. Kasi nga, yung generation ngayon, parang yung attention span is maiksi na because yun nga, nasanay sa gadget. Pero tiniis, no? So, wala silang choice, kundi, kung hindi naman sila pinapanood pa ng TV, ay mag-board game sila. So, nakakatuwa kasi nagkaroon sila ng ibang memories aside dun sa palagi silang, nasa gadget.
cellphone.
So, tama po yung sinabi ni Mami Gretchen, no? Ni Sister Gretchen na kailangan merong activities na iba pa na maiisip yung parents. Like for us, kailangan meron silang, syempre, since mga boys po itong mga anak namin, may sports, no? So, may taekwondo sila. Pero, gusto din namin sila matuto ng music because gusto namin silang makapag-serve. Like, pag naalala ko po nasa mission, ang ganda-ganda ng piano, pero walang marunong magpiano. So, sabi ko, kailangan matuto yung mga anak namin para at least, no, ang missionary pwedeng makapagpiano. So, yun po, hindi para sa sarili, pero para makapag-serve sa iba, sa church.
Ayun, wow. Thank you po. Habang sinasabi yan ni sister, yung ginawa nila ng kapatid niya na experiment sa mga anak nila, naalala ko yung lato-lato. Alam niyo, sobrang grateful ako sa lato-lato kasi for the first time in forever, nakita ko yung mga bata na mag-gather sa labas. Like, kasi...
Parang ngayon lang ulit, di ba? Parang ngayon lang ulit na...
Nung lumipat po kami sa bagong address namin, wala akong nakikita mga bata for ilang months, like 5 months, wala. Pero nung na-invento yung lato-lato, everyday hanggang matutulog na lang kami sa gabi, narinig ko, nakikita ko nagpapaligsahan sila sa lato-lato. And sinasabi ko sa asawa ko, tuwing nakikita namin yun sa streets, pumunta man kami sa Quezon City, sa Cavite man, sabi ko, alam mo, sobrang grateful ako na may lato-lato. Kasi ngayon nakakita na ako ng bata na nasa labas naglalaro. Kasi usually, ang nasanay na ako na ang bata pag nakita ko may hawak na phone. Kung hindi phone, iPad, tablet, ganyan. Tapos yung parents nila, iba rin yung ginagawa. And hindi ko sila masisisi din kung ganun yung nangyayari. Kasi nga, yun, yung very entertaining talaga yung gadget eh. Pero, again, we have to be wise in using it. So, sana po talaga may maimbento ulit na mga ganong laro. Na
Nakakatuwa ka nga, Ate Daday, kasi tinignan mo yung positive side dun sa lato-lato. Marami kasing mga naiinis dun sa yung
sa sound,
ingay.
yung ingay.
Pero na-traumatize ako dun. Nagkaroon akong malaking pasada.
Pero ako din, nagkaroon ako ng mga pasa. Pero it was worth it nung sunod-sunod mo na nakakarindi lang pag ibang tao gumagawa. Pero pag ikaw, yung mga
Entertaining
sunod-sunod,
din siya.
oo, talaga,
Well,
makakarelate ka sa mga
That's
bata.
just an example of those inventions na meron na it could still help in many ways. Tama. Ngayon ko lang din napansin. Ngayon lang ulit nagkaroon ng ganyan. No? Kasi noong time dati, wala namang mga talagang nasa labas, naglalaro tayo sa kalsada.
Oo, walang gadget noon. Talagang piko, paitiman nun eh. Kung sino mas maitim,
Yes.
mas healthy ka. Kasi lagi ka nasa labas naglalaro.
O kaya yung text dati, yung mga pog, ganyan, di ba?
Tama. Ayan, sige. Alam niyo po ba, brothers and sisters, nung nirelease namin ang mga topic na tatalakayin sa show na ito, may advance na nagpadala ng mga questions nila from Davao. Grabe, di ba? Alamin po natin ang tanong ni na Brother Gerald and Sister Glorifel Lubaton.
How do we maintain respect dun po sa privacy ng aming anak sa kaniyang messenger app? Kasi of course, we also want to in a way know what he's doing online, sino yung mga friends na mini-message niya, meron ba mga inappropriate conversations, or hindi na ba siya safe? But of course, we also recognize na meron din siyang free agency or meron siyang privacy.
Well, we can ask our panel na very reliable na what
Si
can they say
Brother
about that. Nasabi din yung word na privacy.
Para sa akin, I'd start with knowing sino yung makakausap nila. No, I think it's a good practice for parents to know kung sino yung mga kaibigan ng mga anak nila. Kasi yun lang naman kadalasan yun what worries us kung sino yung kausap nila on social media. And I think if we get to know their friends, we would know what kind of friends do they have. And at the same time, malalasan yung worries natin kung ano yung mga pag-uusapan. And like what yung sinabi mo earlier is if we teach our children the righteous principles, diba? They will grow up doing it. So I think na, of course, parents has a liberty to check rin naman kung ano yung messenger nila. Pero I hope na we would let our kids know kung bakit, why. We go back to the why. We tell them na maybe hindi pa nila naiintindihan kung ano yung mga dangers that they might find on secret conversations, no? Yung mga terms na ginagamit na nakaka-destroy na pala ng spirit nila. No, and I think if maintindihan ng mga bata yan, they will not take it as an invasion of their privacy, but also like yung fences. No, there's a difference kasi when we build walls versus when we build fences around our kids. And I think kung na-appreciate nila kung anong class of fences that we build around them, mas na-appreciate nila yung pagpasok natin sa mga personal space nila.
So, para sa amin naman po, no, ako bilang isang magulang, meron akong parang silent prayer sa puso ko na, yun nga, i-guide yung mga anak namin as they go out sa pintuan namin, no. And sinasabi din namin sa kanila, pag umuwi sila, pag bago sila umalis ng bahay or sa pintuan, remember who you are, no? And ganun din po para sa mga anak, no, na nanonood ngayon. Ang mga magulang nyo ay binibigyan ng blessing ng Diyos, no, na ma-discern pag meron kayong gagawin or ginagawa na hindi tama. So, sa amin po, no, like yung question ni brother, no, paano maprotektahan din yung privacy ng anak mo or parang to respect yung privacy. Hindi po kami na parang isa-isa binabasa, no. Although naka-login naman yan sa amin because humihiram nga lang sila ng gadget. Actually yung eldest lang naman namin ang may messenger talaga. So pero talagang magpa-prompt sa akin or merong inspiration na dadating sa akin na check mo yung phone niya ngayon, check mo yung messenger niya ngayon. Without me na parang i-remind sa sarili ko, kailangan ko i-check. No. Bigla na lang ipa-prompt sa akin na kailangan ko i-check. And I'm grateful no na to listen sa prompting na yon and makikita ko, tingnan mo yung conversation nyo, tingnan mo yung words na ginagamit, no? Kasi yung anak ko po nasa all boys school and minsan yung mga words nila medyo so kailangan i-remind, tingnan mo. So kailangan mo maalala, ikaw member ka sa simbahan. So yun po, sobrang grateful ako na, with the guidance of the Spirit, nalalaman yung mga bagay nito without, palaging i-check mo siya. So, yun.
Yeah, I like how you both spoke on the side of a parent, no? As a parent, no? Ang ganda. Kasi, at the end of the day, no, the parents know, sabi ko nga kanina, what is best for us. Ay, naalala ko habang sasalita si sister, yung mom ko is very good at discerning. Wala pa namang messenger sa time namin. No? Ang naalala ko when I was in my youth, ang sikat nun yung mga unli texts, unli calls, tapos yung mga message groups. And she would always know kung hindi pa ako tulog. For some reason, bababayan, nakikita niya gising pa ako, usually after mga youth conferences, mga ganyan. But she was, totoo yan. I believe in that. Now, as a young parent, meron talagang ganyan.
Yes. So, salamat po sa mag-asawang Lubaton from Davao for sending that question. Tingnan natin kung may iba tayo natanggapan ng mga questions.
Ayan. Sabi dito sa second question na meron tayo,
daday.
what can we do to limit inappropriate cellphone use during church meetings? Aside from using mobile devices for hymns and the scriptures, members usually go on social media. Wow, napakagandang tanong. Sige, who will do the honor to answer this?
Yeah, I think I'll go first.
Yes.
I think I'll go back once again on the importance of family council. No, every week we are encouraged by the church to hold family councils, and I think pwede nating maging agenda yan doon. Instead of just kukurutin na lang yung mga anak, diba? Or kukunin na lang yung cellphone from their hands. I think it's nice na for them to understand kung bakit we'd like to focus on the messages. And more importantly, sa spirit, no? And what the Spirit would teach us during sacrament meeting. And I think na if we do that, because I've seen families, no, na even on our ward, na 8 yung anak nila, 7 yung anak nila, magkakasunod sila umuupo sa pews in the chapel. And I think they discuss it at home muna before they go to church.
Wow.
Maganda
Teaching
yun.
at home, di ba?
Yes.
Learning starts at home.
Totoo.
Totoo yan.
Challenge po talaga. Like, kahit sa branch po namin, no? I come from a small branch po sa Quezon City, Kaingin. Challenge din sa mga youth, no? Na nakikita mo naman nakaganon. Hindi naman nagpipray eh. Alam mo naman yung nagpipray sa hindi nagpipray. And palagi i-remind ng branch president, ng mga leaders, sa mga talk, sa mga ganyan. Minsan ang pinagtutalk pa nga yung madalas na nagsi-cellphone pag about sa paggamit nga, no, sa tamang paggamit. Pero yun nga po, ang challenge kasi mahalaga din po talaga yung presence ng magulang. Yung guidance po talaga ng magulang, na karamihan po kasi doon ay sila lang naging member sa church, no? So challenge talaga na paano sila i-remind, pero yun nga, kailangan po talaga palagi lang na i-remind sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Pero actually po, hindi lang youth yung parang may challenge na ganun, kahit naman po yung mga matatanda na challenge din po na parang to keep your yung attention mo talaga, na talagang 100% nakatingin ka. So siguro po mag-uumpisa din talaga din sa atin.
Yes.
Kasi
Mag-uumpisa sa adults.
baka sabihin ng mga youth, bakit naman si brother ganyan?
Yes.
Or si sister ganyan. So yun.
I think lahat tayo may there's something about, using phones at the church.
Yes.
Well,
Lalo pag Sunday.
Lalo na ako, kasi I could say sometimes talaga gumagamit ako. But when I was called sa bishop, nakaupo kami sa harap. And that's when I realized na nakikita ako the things I'm doing, and that the examples do really come from the adults. Pag nakikita sa atin ng mga youth and primary, no? So, we can proceed with our next question. No? Ang gaganda na question. Thank you for sending this in. How can parents effectively communicate with their children about being responsible with their children about responsible social media use? Ayan, paano natin effectively ma-communicate being responsible social media users sa ating mga children?
Think before you click.
Wow, nice.
And when it's up there forever. Which is totoo naman po talaga, no? Pero although, sa case ko po, hindi ka naman makontrol din ng anak ko, no? Kung anong ipupo. Pero, I hope maisip niya, darating ang time, hindi lang siya magiging 17 forever, no? Na parang he can get away with things. Dadating ang time, magiging 30 ka, magiging 40 ka, and when you look back, ay, post ko yun, ay, suot ko yun, ay, ano ko yun, di ba? Parang, yun nga, isipin nating mabuti. Ganon din po, no? Sometimes, kunyari, may friend ka na may namatayan pa lang siya ng kapamilya niya or ano, and then you post something na ikaw nag-travel, na nagpunta. Minsan po kailangan din natin maging sensitive, no? Sa circle natin. Kung ikaw ang saya-saya mo, pero meron nagdadalamhati, dapat ba na mag-post ka kaagad ng gusto mo i-post ngayon, or baka pwedeng anuhin mo muna ng ilang araw. Parang ganun po.
Wow, ang ganda ng sinabi ni sister, no? Like, yun nga, unang-una pa lang, think before you click.
Yes.
Alam niyo po, like, ang dami kong post on my teenage years. Alam ko, ikaw din akala mo kang tumatawa dyan.
Oy, responsible ako, ha?
Na pinagsisisihan mong pinost mo. So, ganun po ako pag, di ba ngayon, lalo na ngayon, nag-a-appear na as memory, yung mga pinost mo noon. Pag nakikita ako, talaga pong nagsisisi ako na pinost ko yun. So, kung meron man pong nairita sa post ko na yun dahil selfie ko yun na medyo ay sorry po.
Hindi naman siguro.
Hindi na selfie.
Hindi naman siguro sila nairita. Siguro mga judgemon siguro. But you know what, we can get a good laugh from this naman looking back. But there's always something to learn na tama, no, being responsible in our social media use. Brother?
Sa akin, I think it's understanding that we control technology. Technology should not control us.
Yes.
So kung 2 oras na lang yung tulog mo dahil sa pagdo-doom scroll sa TikTok every night, then that should send you a message na technology is controlling.
Nakaka-relate ako dun.
Nagkukulangan ka na ng tulog. And if we realize that, we will see na, ay, may power pala ako. May power pala ako over this piece of metal in my hands. I have power pala over these social media apps. So I think we have to realize that first and help our children realize na, uy, kayo yung boss nitong mga cellphone na to, ng mga gadgets na to, and they should not be able to dictate on how you run your life.
Wow. Tulad nga like lagi nating naririnig, no? Sa church, pag may mga devotional, we are God's greatest creation eh. So, tayo dapat tayo pinakamataas, tayo talaga nagko-control with things, lalo na itong technology. Kasi technology can really, tulad ng sinabi nung nasa mission ako, its divine purpose is to help in the work of salvation,
Salvation.
'di ba? So, we should really use technology wisely. Otherwise, technology will control us.
Yes, we are stewards, no? We are
Yes.
stewards in this.
Ito gusto ko lang pong i-share. I think Heavenly Father wants me to share this before kasi palagi siyang bumabalik sa isip ko ngayon. Although yung technology nga ay medyo, yun nga, challenge para sa mga kabataan ngayon. Pero alam niyo po, nagpapasalamat ako that I decided to enroll sa Pathway. No, 3 weeks ago, yun. Ito naman talaga yung isang blessing na nakita ko sa technology. Kasi parang ginamit talaga ng Pathway, ng mabuti, ng BYU Pathway, yung technology. Na matuto ka, na mas maging confident ka sa sarili mo. Although ako, kaka-start ko pa lang po, no? Pero sobrang na-appreciate ko siya. Sana lahat ng mga nag-iisip, no? Na mag-aaral kayo, walang masyadong pera, walang i-try nyo po ang BYU Pathway. Talagang ito, yung anak nyo, kung mahilig siya mag-computer, ito yung isang bagay na talagang wise investment sa online.
Ayun.
Yun.
Ang ganda, no? Dahil natin makikita, no? Like, yung Pathway, these are good use of technology. And even with, kahit na sabi nga natin time and time again, grabe yung challenge with the younger generation with technology. And minsan nakikita natin yung negative side. But on the positive side, me as a leader in the church, minsan natutuwa ako sa kanila. Ang gagaling nila. Sila yung inaasahan ko with family history. Kasi ang daming parts with the site, familysearch.org, na talagang sila yung nag-guide sa akin. Pakipindot po yan. Pakipindot. Ang galing talaga ng mga bata. Kung wala yung mga bata, or even with, assembling yung mga techie stuff, ganyan, sila yung mga tumutulong. So, in a way, they can use it positively through those programs and activities na pwede sila makatulong through technology. Ayan.
Ayun. Thank you, Kuya Caleb. We have another question.
Last question.
Yes.
Are there any guidelines or best practices you would recommend for individuals who want to strike a balance between their online and offline lives?
Ready na ata si Brother Jet.
Well, while reading the question also, naalala ko yung challenge si President Nelson a few years back na dapat meron tayong social media fast.
Yes.
We should regularly use that. Ako, before I entered into communications, yung industry ng communications, I don't have social media pages. No, kaya nung pumasok ako sa industry na to, of course, I have to have my own
Kailangan na siya.
pages then para I would know kung ano have. But sa sobrang daming nangyayari over social media, sa toxicity na sinabi ni Sia earlier, no, and from the content na masama talaga, like pornography, it's nice that we have a prophet that advises us, that counsels us, na we should treat our bodies like temples, and we should also fast in social media. So take a few days if we can. No, yung sinabi niya last time, it was 7 days, and I think across the world there were many testimonies about the good things that happened in their lives, because they followed the prophet and fasted from social media. And I think family should plan na may social media fast ang lahat ng members ng family so that they could receive these blessings na paulit-ulit in their lives.
Yun. Thank you so much po. Naalala ko lang yung yes, naalala ko lang nung time na sinabi yan or in-invite tayo ni President Russell M. Nelson to do that social media fast, talagang naghida ko agad niyan eh. Pero yung nakakatuwa kasi ginawa ko 1 month. Kasi I was preparing for mission that time.
Yes.
And when I did that, yung social media fast for 1 month, ang dami kong na-realized. I appreciated yung surroundings ko. Mas na-appreciate ko yung nanay ko, yung tatay ko. Mas nakakwentuhan ko sila. And it really helped me talaga be prepared to go on a mission nung time na yon. And siguro kaya na-prepare din ako nung social media fast na yon nung dumating yung mga phones namin,
yes.
smartphones doon sa mission. And I really hope na we find activities or things to do na will help us forget our phones for a moment talaga. Kasi sometimes when we're on our phone so much, we forget about the world. About our surroundings, about what is happening around us, yung present moment. Pero sana talaga, katulad na nangyari sa akin yung nag-social media fast ako na mas nakilala ko yung pamilya ko, sana ganun din. Like, kapag nakalimutan natin yung phone natin, mas makikilala natin yung mga tao sa paligid.
Tsaka para mas matuto rin tayong i-appreciate yung mga simple things in life,
Yes,
yung
simple
surroundings
things in life.
natin. Kasi, di ba, it's so crazy to think na meron lang parang nag-invent ng phone tapos biglang naging malaking part na siya ng life natin. Parang may mga ibang taong mas matagal pa sa online life nila kaysa sa offline life nila. So yun, parang mas i-practice nating i-appreciate yung paligid natin, family natin, and yung outside world.
Yes. And for the young ones, no, you will be prepared. When you serve a mission, it's like a 24 months or 18 months social media fast. Di ba? Sa totoo lang. Kasi, di ba? So, you can practice now, no? Para hindi na mahirapan pag nag-serve ng missions.
Yan. Napakaganda naman talaga ng ating discussion ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nanood, nagtanong, nag-comment, at syempre, big thank you sa ating mga guests na dito ngayon, Brother Jet and Sister Susie. Grabe, ang dami po namin natutunan sa inyo.
It's our pleasure. Thank you po for being here. And wag natin kalimutan sina Zoe and Sister Gretchen Gabriel from Singapore. Siguro bago tayo magtapos, hingiin natin silang yung final message nila para sa atin. So let's start with the Gabriels.
Quoting from one of her interviews, I think with CNN Philippines, it was her dad saying that he's just grateful that she remembered all the things that we've been teaching them from since they were young. And it manifested during that time that she needed it most. So I think that if, like what I said, we want to have results, good results, we want to have a better, safer use of social media, we have to put in the effort.
But I think I just want to emphasize and maybe just clarify that I'm very lucky that my parents did a good job in raising me. But I will But I will also say that there's no set formula for quote unquote good results. I think it's very dependent on how you are as a whole, as a family, what works for you, because what worked for us might not be what you guys need. So I think it's very important to communicate again. That's the only way that you'll know what to do and how to help each other.
Yes. And we also have resources available online from the church website. This is also open to everyone, not just for the members of the church. There are resources, conference talks, counsels from our leaders regarding the use of technology to help both the parents and the children, the youth most especially. And let me just end with this challenge. I'm sure they might have heard this from Elder Bednar. He said to recognize who we are. So allow me to read it. The special time in which we live and effectively using technology to learn, act upon, and share the gospel, and we will be blessed in mortality and in the individual, specific, and necessary ways that will prepare us for missions and eternity. So it's not just now, it's also in the eternity.
Thank you so much, Sisters Zoe and Sister Gretchen.
Yes, and we love all the things that you have shared to us this evening. No, thank you for reaching out to us kahit ang layo po nila from Singapore. At ganun din, let's ask Sister Susie and Brother Jet for their final message for us. Ladies first po.
Okay, so thank you so much for having us tonight. No, brothers and sisters, no, at kung sino man po ang nanonood ngayon sa kanilang mga bahay, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, it's not yet too late, no. Wala naman pong perfect sa atin, no. Sana nga perfect tayong magulang, pero hindi naman po, no. Perfect tayong anak, pero hindi rin naman. Pero let us recommit ourselves na mas maging responsible po tayo sa paggamit natin ng social media, ng ating mga accounts, no, or kung ano man ang ilalagay natin sa online, no. And alam ko po that as we do these things, na maging responsible po tayo, the Lord will bless us with His Spirit po, na mas maging meaningful pa ang ating mga buhay dito sa mundo. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Po.
Oh. Well, for me, all throughout yung pag-uusap natin, I'm thinking about my daughter and how we wished na we could have trained her from a very early age. Pero tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, it's a hit. Parenting is hit and miss. No? But I hope that this has been encouraging to our viewers na tulad nga ng sinabi ni sister kanina na we're not perfect but we always try to be better in what we do in parenting. Social media is a tool. Para siya siguro, no, imagine if we lived during the time na wala pang fire. No? Mahirap yung buhay nang wala pang apoy. And when they discovered fire, nagkaroon na sila ng additional tool to make their lives better. And ganun rin yung social media for us. No? There are a lot of things that we can do now. We have extended family members or even immediate family members that we can contact immediately nasaan man sila sa mundo. Sobrang bilis na ng panahon ng mundo natin ngayon because of the internet and social media. But like fire, no, it has its pros and cons as well. And inappropriate use of social media will burn us also, will hurt us, will hurt not just ourselves, pero yung families din natin. Siguro iwasan din natin to think na yung young people lang yung maapektuhan negatively ng social media. Parents could also be, or the older generations could be also be addicted to the bad things in social media. So like what I said earlier, let's learn how to control yung technology and not let technology control us. And I know that Heavenly Father loves us so much. Hindi niya tayo pababayaan if we have righteous desires to improve ourselves and our own family. Lalong-lalo na rin here sa social media.
Wow, thank you so much po para sa mga messages nyo sa amin
Thank
at
you
sa
po.
ating mga ka-BFF. And Brother Jet and Sister Susie, thank you once again po. Bilang pasasalamat, meron kaming mga BFF loot bag para po sa inyo.
Yeah. And I heard there's
Thank
something
you.
new
Yeah.
inside. May
Yes,
bago dyan sa loob na hindi pa
Wow.
nakikita. Yes. Dahil
Grabe,
maulan
thank
ng
you.
panahon. Dahil maulan
Tingnan
yung panahon,
natin.
tignan nyo. Oh, yes.
Umbrella.
Oh, exclusive. Hashtag BFF Umbrella.
Oh, wow.
Napakatibay.
Pwede
And-
tignan natin
oh,
para makita.
yun.
Wow!
Oh, diba? Meron na
Binodel
tayong
pa ni
model ng
brother.
ating merch. Yan, Brother Jet, you're our
Saktong-sakto.
official model of our merch.
Wow,
Yes,
thank
so
you.
excited. And hope you enjoyed. And we thank you.
Makakatanggap rin kaya tayo niyan.
Direct. Well, we thank you once again for everything that you have shared. If we can take so
Yes.
much more time for this, madaming talagang pag-uusap tungkol sa online and virtual
Yes.
space and everything
Endless.
else. Yes, but we
Yes.
all have the resources online in the church which could bless us. Yan naman
Opo.
yung mga blessings natin as members of the church.
Tama. At huwag kayong mag-alala kasi yung ating mga mananalo sa ating selfie contest, ito rin po yung same na matatanggap ninyong BFF merchandise.
Wow.
Baka yung last time sabihin nila, ba't yung amin walang umbrella?
Hindi pa po kasi umuulan.
Hindi mo
Well, ngayon, ano na naman ang pasabok natin? May pasabog ata tayo ngayon.
Ay, nako. Sigurado ka ba sa tinatanong mo, Kuya Caleb? Kasi hindi ka atras pag sinabi ko kung ano pasabog natin.
Ano kaya yan? Ano kaya yung pwede kong atrasan? Andito na ako eh.
So may nag-request na gawin daw natin dito sa show yung TikTok dance natin sa new BFF theme song, Forevers Are Made by Kuya Heber. Sayaw tayo, bawal tumanggi.
Sabi ko na nga ba, no? Sige.
Bawal.
Okay. Sige. Oh, alam ba to ng mga guests natin? Ba't parang umalis sila kaagad? Tatawagin ko sana sila. Pero dahil wala sila, I think we can have some friends here at the production na gustong sumama. Oh.
Yes!
Bawal, kung hindi kami
Bawal
tatanggi,
tumanggi.
hindi rin dapat kayo tumanggi.
Sa truth.
So, ayan, let's... Ayan, exercise, di ba? Sabi, physical exercise.
Oo, kailangan yan.
Yan, para
To
naman
maintain
tayo.
a mental,
Yes.
healthy state.
Yan. So, this is our... yan, first time nasa harap tayo ng ating studio, no? And
Sa totoo.
we would like to call some production people. Sino bang mga gustong
Sumali.
mahilig sumunod dito?
Sir
Yes.
Deo.
Brother Deo de Vinagracia. Of course, we have to call him here talaga.
Yes.
Oh, ayan.
Follow
Baka
niyo
yung ma'am ni Sia.
Ayan, yes.
Follow
We have
niyo.
others to join us.
Follow niyo
Talaga,
yung
ayaw
TikTok.
nila tayo sa mga...
Mahihain talaga sila.
Mahihain sila.
Anyways, yung mga ka-BFF na lang natin dyan na talagang go na go sa pagsayaw, samahan niyo po kami. Sabayan niyo kami
Yes.
sa pagsayaw namin.
Kayo na lang ang kasabay
Yes.
namin, ha? Back home. Yan, okay.
Okay. Music, please.
Parang ready na ready, no?
Family together forever, done with a promise. Nothing can break us as long as we follow the pathway to Christ. He'll be your guide so we can overcome the tide.
Yan.
Hiningal ka?
Sobrang hiningal
Hiningal
ako.
ako. Hanggang ako.
Hanggang
Ang
kailan
galing
kaya
mo nga,
natin ito
Kuya Caleb.
gagawin?
Parang pinakamagaling si Kuya Caleb ngayon.
Wow.
Oo. And ayun, that concludes the 5th episode of our hashtag BFF Building Forever Families Talk Show. Thank you po kay Brother Jeth and kay Sister Susie for joining us tonight. We learned so much kung paano kami as the rising generation can navigate the internet and stay on the safe side of social media.
Yes, and of course, like me as a bishop and many leaders out there, mas lalong lumakas ang determination ko na matulungan ng bawat youth sa aming ward na maging maingat sa paggamit ng technology.
Tama.
Alam mo naman natin, no, 'di ba? Maraming dangers ng technology, but as a parent as well, tinulungan ako ng episode natin ngayon to help my son, use technology righteously. Of course, with the guidance of my wife, no. Kaming dalawang magtutulungan dito.
Yes, kaya naman sa mga parents nating nanonood ngayon, we invite you to consider the ideas presented in the show as you guide your families in your internet activities. There may be major adjustments, but if you persevere, this will be a fulfilling experience for your children and yourselves na rin as well.
Yeah. Well, Kuya Caleb, Ate Daday, time flies so fast talaga. Matatapos na naman ang episode natin ngayon tungkol sa Family Week.
Oo nga,
Yeah.
talaga. Ang bilis talaga ng oras.
Nakakalungkot ba? Medyo
Nakakalungkot.
talagang...
Baka bumalik ka dito ulit,
mamimiss ko talaga to. Sa totoo lang, mamimiss ko po to,
Same.
brothers and sisters.
Nakakamiss. But don't worry, dahil papunta pa lang tayo sa exciting
Oh,
part.
anong meron?
Yes. Ano to?
We will be having our BFF culminating activity for National Family Week bukas sa Mall of Asia Concert Ground.
Yay!
Yes, 8 ng umaga. Kaya, abangan
Yes,
nyo.
makita-kita po tayo doon mga ka-BFF. It will be another fun and exciting day para sa ating mga pamilya.
Yes, by the way, nakita nyo ba ang BFF logo sa screen? Kasi make sure to send your selfie sa comment section below para mapili kayong winner ng ating BFF merchandise. Nakita nyo na yun kanina, di ba? Malalaman nyo po bukas kung sino ang mananalo sa selfie contest ngayong gabi. Good luck sa sasali tonight and tomorrow kasi last night na ng selfie contest natin bukas.
Yes,
last night
good
na.
luck! And if you want to rewatch or share this episode to your friends, this broadcast will remain published in the Facebook page, The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Philippines. Please like and share this video and like and follow yun na rin ang Facebook page ng church, syempre. And if you have other questions about The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, visit comeontochrist.org. We are also on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter.
And also, follow us on our social media accounts too. Ayan.
Na-memorize ko na yung Daday Paturi.
Sige, ako, Daday Patuti, DADAY-PADOOTEE. Instagram. And ikaw, Kuya Caleb,
Ako,
syempre.
for my Facebook and Instagram, Caleb Costales lang po. And kay Sia?
Ay, may Instagram Sia Bernardo and on TikTok Sia Vigor.
Ayan. So, stay tuned for tomorrow's episode kasi bukas, we will share the highlights of the culminating activity sa Mall of Asia Concert Grounds, the BFF Covenant Path Adventure!
Yes!
And we will also announce the winner of our photo contest.
Finally, di
Ayun
ba?
na.
Yes.
Abangan natin yan mga ka-BFF. Again, I am Daday.
I am Caleb.
At ako naman po si Sia. Join us again tomorrow, same time dito sa BFF
Building Forever Family.
Excited.
Excited
Oh, isa pang sayo.
Family together.
Hey.
Forever bound with a promise. Nothing can break us. As long as we follow the pathway to Christ, He'll be our guide so we can overcome the time.
Oh, yeah. Bye!
Excited ka. Akala ko nabanggit na yun. Kuya, ulitin na lang namin recorded on.
Isa pa, pwede pa ba yun?